Hey everybody, it's Eric. I'm so excited to show you this new tip that I've come up with. I think it's going to really help you and make your fishing tags a whole lot easier. If you fish two-fly rigs, then at some point your tag fly has looked something like this. It's been completely wrapped around your rod, around your leader, or both. Today I'm going to show you how a simple hair clip can stop your rod from looking like this and get you a lot more fishing time instead of untangling your tags. I want to show you an example of just how well this works. I've got my tag clipped under my rod clip here. I'm walking from spot to spot, my rod's bouncing all around, swinging back and forth. If I tried this with a regular rod with no clip on it, I would have a huge mess on my hand. Watch this. I'm fishing, baby. So ever since I've started Euro nymphing, this has been a problem for me, and it's probably been a problem for you as well. I get so frustrated when I tie my tags, get everything just how I like it, and then I get tangled while I'm walking from spot to spot. Now what I can't do is I can't stop you from getting your tags tangled while you're actually casting. That's something that you gotta just figure out on your own. There's lots of videos about how to cast double nymph rigs. But what I can promise you is, if you use one of these hair clips like I show you today, you're gonna significantly reduce or even eliminate the tangles that you get on your tags while you're moving from place to place. Check out how easy it is to control your tag and keep it from getting tangled using this butterfly hair clip that I just had laying around. Watch how easy it is to use this butterfly clip to keep my tag from getting tangled. And we're done. I can walk around, it can bounce up and down, it's not coming off. And when I want to fish, grab it, clip it on my hat, I'm back in the game. As you can see, I bought and tried at least 8 different packs of hair clips to find the ones that work the absolute best. And out of these hair clips, there's a hands down winner that works way better than all the other ones. Keep watching to find out which one it is. If you find this video helpful in any way, if it's going to make your life easier and save you some frustration, please subscribe, comment, like, share with your friends. I appreciate all the support. I've got 3 tips for you for making this work the best way possible. Here's the first one. One of the most important things to making this work is to make sure you get a hair clip that's actually the right size. Believe it or not, the original butterfly one that I found laying around, it worked, it was great. But as soon as I got home, I went around and found every single hair clip in the house that my wife or my daughter had laying around to try them out. What I immediately found was a lot of them are way too big. There's no way that a hair clip that's this size is going to be able to clamp around your rod and hold your tag securely. Another thing I found is that some of the smaller ones, they had weirdly shaped jaws, and so they left a lot of space between the rod blank and the tag. Another problem that I found is that some of them have these little teeth inside of here, like the ones you see that I painted pink, that are meant to help hold your hair. The problem is they get in the way and they kind of clamp onto the rod. You want to avoid ones that have those inside of them if you can. Tip number 2 for making this work is to start by holding your rod close to vertical. And when you clip it, get just the tag and your other piece of tippet in the clip. Try not to get your leader in there. If you get your leader in there, when you take the clip off, your leader's gonna get wrapped up in it. If you don't, it should come on and off just like this. And the third tip is, make sure you have a good place to store it while you're not actually using it. For example, I can keep mine on my hat, I can clip mine onto my fly patch, I can clip it onto my vest. Just make sure that wherever you clip it is someplace that's out of the way, that it's secure, and it's not going to get knocked off and fall into the river. I found so far that the best place for me is just right here on the side of my hat. It keeps it out of my field of vision. I can still see everything I need to see, but when I need it, it's right there ready to grab. Another thing that's becoming more common is that rod makers are making rods like this one without a hook keeper. This drives me absolutely crazy, but this will work for this situation as well. I've got my butterfly clip my point fly just like that, and if I want to, I could use another one and clip my tag fly as well. Another great thing about these is they usually come in packs of multiples, so you can keep a few for yourself, give some to your buddies, and when you do, tell them to check out Brook to River Fly Fishing. Because I wanted to make sure that I had a solution that worked the best way possible, I ordered 6 different packs of these hair clips. I've tried them all. Here's the ones that I think actually work the best of all of them. Of all the different hair clips that I tried, these 3 are the only ones that you need to worry about. And these ones are the absolute best. Now I had to look all over for these and I finally found them at Target, but these are the perfect clip for what we're trying to do. There are several things that make these the best hair clips for the job. First is the size. These are big enough that they're easy to get a hold of, easy to clip on your hat, and yet not so big that they're just out of control and catching on things as you're walking around with them. The second is that these jaws, the teeth on these things, interlock and overlap quite a bit. That's important. It keeps the line from slipping through as it's clipped on the rod. The third, and it's really hard to see, is that inside here where it grabs, there's actually a little bit of rubberized grippers in there, so it keeps it more secure on the rod length than any of these other ones that you see. With these rubberized grippers, once it's on the rod, you can pull on it, you can put lots of tension on it. It does not move. It stays where you want it. The other thing about these that I really like is that they have a matte finish on them. They're not glossy like some of the other ones. I also like that they're going to keep the rod and the tippet underneath damage-free when you put them on. Now, I've looked for this exact kind of clip on Amazon and I can't find this exact one. It might be on there, maybe I'm just looking incorrectly, but I haven't found it yet. When you go to Target, this is what you're looking for. You can also get them on the Target website. If you just type in Scunchie hair clips, it was the first thing that popped up on mine. The ones that I found on Amazon that worked reasonably well were both of these. These are both much smaller clips, and they work, they hold the line okay. They do tend to slide around more than this one does because they're just not as big and they don't have that rubberized grip on the inside of them. Because of the smaller size, I found these harder to get on and off of my hat as well as on and off of the rod because they're just tiny. They're made for little people's fingers. If you want to give this a try, I can guarantee you that these hair clips are going to work on most of the rods that you're going to use for either Euro nymphing or just regular 9-foot 5-weight fly rods. I don't know if anybody ever has tried using a hair clip to stop these tangles before or not, but to my knowledge, I haven't seen it. If you want to hear the story of how I came up with the idea, it's at the end of the video. Now, I know there are other ways to do this. For example, the ortho band. I've tried that one before. It works reasonably well. You hook the ortho band, put the hook point in there just like that, and then you put the tension on it. The problem is that when you put tension on it, it'll start to move. The ortho band will actually slide, and eventually it's not going to be where you need it. You can adjust it and move it back. I just don't like fooling with all that. I know you can also hook them into the cork just like I have it here. If that's your thing, go for it. But I prefer this method. I think it works the best. Last week I was on a fishing trip. I had just broken off on a snag, had to retie my whole tippet section including my tags, and before I ever even fished it, while I was moving to the next spot, my tag got wrapped up and I had to cut it all up and restart. So as I was sitting in my car driving to the next spot, I was thinking there's got to be a way to make it so this doesn't keep happening. And as I'm thinking this, I look over on the seat of my car and one of my daughter's butterfly hair clips is sitting next to me. And immediately I was like, that's it, it's gonna work. So me being the curious person that I am, I immediately took the hair clip, put it on my rod, tried it a couple different ways, took it to the river, tried it out for the rest of the afternoon, and it works like a charm.